Not sure how to get flawless looking skin? I'm going to share with you my 7 steps to getting the ultimate flawless skin base, and also make sure you wait around to the end to get the bonus tip. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time that I post a new video so you can keep up to date with my makeup and beauty tips. So I've used these steps to create flawless makeup on hundreds of women, and I'm so excited to be able to share these steps with you as well. So the first step that you want to start with is having a really clean base. So I like to use a moisturizer with SPF in it, just for that sun protection, and then use primer just to be able to even out the skin and give it a really flawless base to start with. So I am starting with the Stila One Step Correct primer. I love this primer, and I'm just going to warm it a little bit in my hands, just like that, and then we're going to apply it from the middle of the face outwards. So if you're wanting a really nice glow to your skin, now is the time to add a little bit of illuminator to your skin. So I am using a little bit of diamonds, just in the same way that I use the primer. Warm it up in your hands and then just apply it from the middle of the face outwards. And this is going to give us a really beautiful glowy base to work from. So the second step to creating a really flawless base is by using a corrector. So corrector is different to concealer. Corrector helps to brighten under the eyes and anywhere that's got any darkness, whereas concealer will help to give us extra coverage if we need it, where we need it. So what I'm going to do is apply the Yves Saint Laurent corrector. This is slightly like a really light peach sort of tone, and we're going to apply it just under the eye area and anywhere that you want to brighten the skin. I'm then taking a beauty blender and I'm just going to lightly dab that in under the eye area, and it's going to help to blend that out really, really nicely. So my third step for creating that really flawless base is by applying foundation. So if you're not too sure what kind of foundation to apply, I would always go for a liquid because it's a little bit more natural and it's easy to blend in. And today I am going to be using the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. So I'm going to apply a little bit of that onto the back of my hand and just blend it in really nicely. So I'm taking the Sigma F80 brush and I'm just going to get a little bit on there, and we're going to start from the top of the hairline and work our way down. So another really important point is always making sure that you are brushing the brush in a downwards direction when you're applying your foundation, and that's so that the really, really fine downy hairs on your skin can lie flat rather than creating an uneven texture. So when choosing your foundation, you want to make sure that the tone of the foundation matches your body as well. So just so we get a really nice flawless finish and everything looks even. It's also really important to brush underneath your chin just like that, so you're not going to end up with any lines around here. So if these tips are resonating with you, then hit that like button, and also leave me a comment down below of what's your favorite foundation to get your flawless finish. I would love to know. So step number 4 is applying concealer where needed and also setting the skin so it stays in place all day. The concealer I'm going to use today is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. It's a really, really long title, that one. But I love using this one. It's quite a big bottle. And what I'm going to do is, this is like one shade lighter than the foundation. So I'm going to apply a little bit of that under the eyes just where needed. And then I'm going to check if there's anywhere else that needs it. And I'm going to blend that in using the damp beauty blender. Quite good. That foundation has already given us a really good coverage, so I don't feel like I need any more, but a lot of the time the places that you usually need it is just around the cheeks or and around the nose area. Those are the areas that usually get a little bit more pinkier or red. So from here I'm just going to start setting my skin, so I'll show you how to do that. To set the skin, I am going to use the translucent powder by Laura Mercier. I love this one. And if you are more of an on-the-go girl, I would use a pressed powder like this. These are really good for touch-ups, so maybe one for home and one for bag if you're really into makeup. But otherwise, I'm going to show you how to use a little bit of this loose powder. Just take your damp beauty blender, and on the side that you haven't used, just use a little bit on that side. So you've got enough on your damp sponge like that, and just take any excess off that you don't need. And what we're going to do is just press under the eye area a little bit of that powder, and that's just going to help to set so you don't get any creases under the eyes. The other area that you want to do is just beside the nose and just up here, because that's where you tend to get more shiny, and that's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to give my skin the most glow that it can without looking shiny. So step number 5 is adding some color to your cheeks. So we want dimension and we want a little bit of color, not too crazy, but we definitely want it in there just to add some shape. So I am going to be using the NARS liquid bronzer. I love this one. This is in the color Laguna. And I'm also going to be using the cream blush by MAC, which is called Heat Index. So I'm using creamy, liquidy sort of products today, and I will show you how to apply those. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of Laguna to my hand. And what I'm going to do is get a brush like this one, and we're going to blend that just in the areas that we need more bronzing. So I'm going to start at the top of my hairline. And I'm just softly blending that in. I'm going to go in that sort of 3 shape. Under the jawline. And you can see already I've got like a little bit of contour through there. So it's a really nice light sort of warm toning coming through there rather than anything too harsh. And that's what I'm after, is something not too harsh. So on this side, just under that cheekbone area, really blend that out. You can see it's looking so pretty. I love this color. Under the jawline. I'm just also applying a little bit to the end of my nose. I'm not contouring my nose today. I'm just keeping everything really light and fresh. So go ahead and do that if you want to add a little bit of bronziness to the nose area. So next we're doing the color on our cheeks. So I'm just taking a little bit of that cream blush and we're just blending it up the cheeks through here from the apples of the cheeks sort of upwards. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it, love it, love it, love it. It gives that glow and it also gives that really nice flushed sort of look, which I absolutely love. I think that's enough. It looks more in person than it probably does on camera, but it is really pretty. And like I say, you can always add more if you want more. It all depends on how much blush that you love to use. So step number 6 is to add a bit of highlight to your skin, and as we have been using the cream and liquidy sort of products, I'm going to go ahead and use Diamonds Illuminator, which I actually used at the beginning on my skin as well to illuminate. So just a tiny bit, you don't need a lot. And we're just going to use what's that finger? The 4th finger, whatever that is, because it's really, oh, it's the ring finger, I think it is. It's the ring finger. And we're going to apply that just sort of on top of where the blush ends, so just up on that angle through there. So let's just tap lightly. And like I say, you don't need a lot. It's going to add a really, really nice brightening effect and make it all glowy, which is really, really pretty. And in the light, it just looks so nice. Now, the thing you want to remember about when you're applying highlighter is you don't want to put it in any fine lines or wrinkles because it's just going to enhance those, which we don't want. So just make sure it's low enough that it's not right under here. I'm going to put a little bit just down the middle of the nose and on the cupid's bow. Okay, so I am nearly finished. I've gone through all the steps 1 to 6, and now we're on our last tip, which is to set your skin with a setting spray. So I'm just using the setting spray from my brand here, and we're just going to spritz this all over, which is going to help it to last all day, which is what we want. And then I like to fan it in just so it makes it all even and helps to set it. Okay, so we are all finished doing our flawless skin. I hope you love the finish of it. I've got one more bonus tip for you, which I'm going to apply now, and I hope you love this extra tip. Okay, so my extra tip is to put a little bit of that glowy highlighting lotion on like the inner corners of your eyes. So if you do that, it's going to make it look pop and look really glowy. It just finishes your whole look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you loved all these tips that I shared with you. Make sure that you watch this video next on how to do a quick soft glam makeup look. The link is in the description below.